hosted by Matt Riches. Watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickets, turning data to gold. $1 trillion tickets, watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickets, turning data to gold. $1 trillion tickets, watch the market unfold. $1 trillion tickets, turning data to gold. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickets broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. It is Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. Happy Tuesday. Today could be a major day at the very top of the market. Apple is up in the pre-market, Nvidia is down in the pre-market, and the race for the largest market cap in the world is getting extremely close. Let me tell you how close it was when the market closed yesterday. Nvidia was at 4.73 trillion and Apple was at 4.59 trillion. Don't forget about Google, who was at 4.45 trillion. But Apple is up a lot more than Google here in the pre-market, while Nvidia is down. So that's why Apple is the number one contender. So we'll see what happens at the open if Apple can take that number one title. It's been a long time since Apple was the most valuable company in the world. We'll see, though. Let's check it out. At the same time, the Fear and Greed Index has moved back to neutral. We are at 45 in the Fear and Greed Index. And we were in fear for a while. We did dip in extreme fear, but we're back to neutral now. That's a big shift from what we recently saw. Okay. I track the headlines, the data, and the market levels so you don't have to. This show is for education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Before we get into the charts, let's get into the mindset with our mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I am building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable. I am skilled. I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, now let's get into some macro and headlines. Forex Factory, we have no orange or red folders today, only yellow folders, so it shouldn't be too much volatility when that data comes out. That puts the focus more on price action, market leadership, and the biggest individual stock stories. So one big stock story we have today is that SpaceX will be joining the Nasdaq 100. So SpaceX will be inside QQQ. If you are a QQQ holder or a QQQM holder, then you will have SpaceX as a proxy in your portfolio. All right, let's see what else.
These blessings, financial freedom.
I'll get into the numbers for how our companies are moving in a second. Brent crude is moving back towards $73 a barrel.
Hosted by Matt Riches.
The Dow Jones did break 53,000 today for the first time ever. That's big. That's big. Shout out Pam Bondi, y'all. All right, let's get into Robert Greene's daily law for today. Title: Appear to be an object of desire. Daily law: build a reputation that precedes you. If many have succumbed to your charms, there must be a reason. Today's law is about perceived value. Robert Greene is saying that people often want what other people already want. Desire creates more desire. Popularity creates more attention, and attention can create momentum. For long-term investors, this connects directly to market leadership. Nvidia became an object of desire during the AI boom. Investors wanted Nvidia because institutions wanted Nvidia. Apple has been that kind of company before. Microsoft has been that kind of company before. Tesla has been that type of company before. And SpaceX is now entering the conversation through its Nasdaq 100 inclusion. The lesson is simple. Market leadership is not only about numbers, it's also about reputation, attention, and belief. For day traders, this law shows up in momentum. The stocks that attract attention can move faster than expected. But attention cuts both ways. When everyone wants the same name, the move can accelerate. But when that desire fades, the reversal can be fast. That's why traders need to respect both momentum and risk. Do not chase just because a stock is popular. Watch the levels, watch the volume, watch the reaction. Desire creates opportunity, but discipline protects capital. Stay patient, stay disciplined. Execution over emotion, process over prediction. Now let's get on these charts, y'all. Let's start out with Nvidia. Currently in the pre-market at 192.32. Pre-market low 190.60. Underneath that, our next support level, we got 189.80. And we do have a small gap right here at that same level. And it's only a 25-cent gap, but it is a small gap on there. Underneath that, we got 187.85, 185.75, 182.90. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high, 194.60, 195, 197.55, 198.20, $200.60. Next, we got Apple currently in the pre-market at 315.15. For the downside support, we got 314.20, which was yesterday's high. We got the pre-market low at 312.88. Followed by 311.85, 309.40, 307, and 305. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at 315.69, followed by the all-time high of 317.40. I do have some levels here in price discovery land. That's going to be 319.45, 321.60, and 323.55. Next up, we got Google currently in the pre-market at 367.54. For the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 364.80, 364.20, 361.65, 357.40, 356.45. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at 370.43. We are in the middle of this Smart Money Concepts. Well, we're not in the middle of it. We are inside the Smart Money Concepts resistance zone. That zone actually begins at 367. The middle of that zone is 361.50, and it goes all the way to 367. So be aware of that for Google. Next, we have Microsoft currently in the pre-market at 393.43. To the downside support, we got yesterday's high at 389.15, followed by the pre-market low at 387.79, 383.65, 381.20, 380.80. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at 393.69, 396.80, 401.75, and 405.05. Next, we got Amazon currently in the pre-market at 246.30. To the downside support, we got 244.90. We got the pre-market low at 243.98, 240.88, 237.40, 233.80. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at 248.75, 249.70, 252.50, 256.35. Next, we got TSM currently in the pre-market at 441.70. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 440.11. Followed by the top of our Smart Money Concept support zone at 3 at 436.13. Inside the zone, we have a level which is last week's low of 429.50. The middle of the zone is 427.61, and the bottom of the zone is 419.20. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 446.65, 451.80, 456.10, and 460.03. Next, we got AVGO currently in the pre-market at 363.51. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 361.28, 356.45, 353.60, 351.50, 347.75, 343.90. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 370, followed by 371.18, 373.50, 377.35, 379.60, 383.16. Next, we got Tesla currently in the pre-market at 415.74. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 413, followed by 403.40, 398.70, and 390.50. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 419, followed by 420, 423.70, 432.85. Next, we got Meta currently in the pre-market at 602.70. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 598.72, followed by 595.10, which is the top of this gap. Inside the gap, we got 591.65, 581.76, 580.20. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 607.98, and then 616.79 and 622.85. Next, we got MU currently in the pre-market at 934.88. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 920.27, 910.70, 895.50, 883.25, 854.35. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 947, followed by 950.28, 960.20, 980.85, 992.45, and 1019. Next, we got SpaceX, who's joining the queues today at market open. Currently at 159.27. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 156.45, followed by 155.04, 151.75, 150.40, 147.10. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 161.29, 162.15, 165, 167.90, and 168.15. Then 172.40. Next, we got Eli Lilly currently in the pre-market. It's pushing pre-market highs right now, and that's 1,228. Above that, we got the all-time high, 1,238. To the downside support, we got 1,217, 1,213, 1,204 as a pre-market low, and then underneath that, 1,194. Next, we got Berkshire B currently in the pre-market. It's pushing pre-market highs on this candle. Pre-market high, 509.55. Above that, I got 512.10. To the downside support, we got 508 and 506.60 is the pre-market low, and then 504.10. All right, set those alerts. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Chase excellence, never chase money. Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence and not money? Do you have the intellectual curiosity to learn everything you can about this incredible industry and master it? Become the smartest person in the room. Have you mastered it?
Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live. This has been the pre-market briefing. I'm your host, Matt Riches. This is the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.